If you're like me, you've thought to yourself, what would it be like if the creators of Dark Souls decided to copy Populous? Well, you don't have to stay awake at night any longer wondering, because From Software published Thousand Land. It's an Xbox-only game that was released in Japan, one of about 20 games for the system that were only released there. As far as I can tell, there's not a lot of footage out there, especially not stuff that explains the game. Those little guys are called APOs, and it's your job in Thousand Land to build a little island for them, and then they'll go to war with another country. It's intended mainly as a multiplayer game, especially for Xbox Live. There's roughly 30 or so AI lands that are created, and you challenge them like this. I've started the tutorial here, so I can quickly demonstrate some features. This is a brand new game starting with a flat map. We're skipping the tutorial screens because you don't need to see them. The tree in the middle is the goal. What will happen is the other land is going to rise out of the ocean, and once it's out, completely surfaced, the two countries will fight. And my guys will try to reach the other country's tree, and their guys will try to reach my tree. Now, to defend it, I rebuild this chunk of land in different ways. I put up obstacles, shape the land. To start with, they've given me a few booby traps and weapons that will have to be manned and fought with. So we've got a mortar here. But because of how the game works, it's a little bit better to shape the terrain before you start dropping things. So what I'm going to do, you can see I have land power on the far right. That's how much I can deform the terrain before it won't let me do it anymore. That's a warning that I can't do that because of my tree. So I have to move the tree out of the way and then continue deforming the land. What I'm doing is I'm building a little hill for my tree to stand on. It'll be more easy to defend it when it's on top of a hill. So to do that, we're going to just scooch the tree over here. And finish making my little hill. That's pretty good, but I need 9 squares on top. So we'll use the flatten tool. Accidentally to replay there, but that's okay because just take a moment. So we've got nice flat terrain up on top. We need 9 squares, so... Okay, that's a really tough hill to climb up. Alright. Got our tree in a nice defended position. You can almost see the outline of the other land down there. Alright, get the mortar down to defend the spot. Now, these things aren't automatically built. They have to be constructed by the troops. You can see in the lower right, there's kind of a wheel Right now I have all 10 in building because there's nothing else for them to do. This is just a wall. It won't actually hurt anyone if they run into it or things like that. I just wanted to control the flow of troops so that they have to walk towards the front of that mortar. Now this is a moat, but that's water for the moat, so it won't do me much good to place it on its own. Now this is a decoy trap. What will happen is when a guy approaches it, it'll inflate to be big and scare guys off. So it's best used in conjunction with something else. The dig tool makes a vertical hole straight down. And again, I'm trying to control the flow of the battlefield here, so I'm building myself a little pit trap on one side to again force the enemy down towards that mortar. That's pretty good shape. Got a few more things that we can build. We're going to set up a moat to make it a little bit harder to approach. I've only got 16 water parts, so I can't make it too large. But that prevents anybody from getting too quickly over there. That fills in the water. So you can see there's somebody already drowning. Put it to a balance of build and AI so that they can maybe learn a few things before we get into the fight. Well, we're just about out of options here, so I've got one more modification I'm going to make to this layout before we start the battle. And just like making the hill, I'm going to make a little valley here. Again, the sole purpose of that valley is to try to channel people in. You can make terrain that really looks like a World War I battlefield. One of the options is to use some of that land power that you save up to expand the whole size of your island. Doesn't do you a lot of good right away, and you just don't have the funds or power to really do a lot with it for a while, but the option's there. Okay, let's get this party started. By selecting the versus option, we're jumping straight into the battle. Now, the only immediate control I have is to choose how to divide my forces between defense and attack. And I only get 10 guys at a time. Once I have 10 out, I have to wait for somebody to die for another one to appear. They're going to rush down and cross over to the side. When they step onto one of the enemy controlled squares, they'll jump on it until it turns to my color. You see, that guy just made that blue square green. You guys generally prefer to walk on squares of their own color. They don't have to. It's just what they like. And there goes that scare thing. I think it scared that guy to death. Unfortunately, my terrain is working against me here. So for the moment, what I'm doing is I'm picking up guys and dropping them down in more convenient spots. I can do this one at a time, and it's a very slow process, so... The day-night cycle doesn't actually mean very much. The mortar's doing a fine job over there. Anything that's destroyed in battle is gone forever. You have to purchase new equipment in order to improve your defenses. My own guy didn't care for the little scare thing. He ran right off the cliff. You can see his own defenses are firing there. And they're starting to drop some blue spots into my own land. I was hoping that guy would convert some of those spots back to green, because I kind of need a 9 square section of green further forward than I have. Oh, they're getting into a direct fight over there. Alright, it's time to bring out the heavy artillery and summon a monster. But I am going to have a problem here. This is why I require 9 flat squares. Won't do me a lot of good to summon him in the pit. The monsters are pretty expensive, but they do a lot of damage. If they're destroyed, though, they're gone forever, just like any other defensive upgrade you have. There's also items that you can purchase to use that change the battlefield, like give it a coat of ice. Scared off my own guy, but not the one attacking it. Getting a little sick of that guy attacking my stuff, so I'm going to try to summon my monster. The monsters can be summoned multiple times per battle, as long as they survive their clock. You see, just moving around crushed those two. Obviously, battles can sometimes take a while. In this case, it's because I built a really defensive position, but not one that I could attack through. So the enemy is having just as much trouble getting through as I am. Meanwhile, I have a couple little guys that are in their territory, just slowly working their way forward. You can see I've destroyed the trees that were blocking the path. Over there. I can't pick up guys that are already in the water, so it's too late for them. The monster's dropped into the pit, though, so there's no hope of getting him out. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get that 9 square block there, but nobody seems to want to jump on that last blue square. Yeah, the monsters can't be picked up. Still has a while to go on his timer. I've gone into full-on attack mode, since my automatic defenses seem to be doing fine without too much interference on my part. And getting a whole bunch of guys to pound on their stuff doesn't hurt. We're doing a really good job at trashing that land. Now, AI players, if you challenge them again later, always have the same layout. They don't have to worry about rebuying things or rebuilding. Just like Populous, a lot of the game is simply waiting out for your followers destroying things. These guys really want to work down those tree beds rather than march up and take out the big tree to win. Oh, the giant monster's gone. I have about 3 minutes before I'm allowed to spawn him again. But now I have a nice chunk of enemy territory controlled, so I can drop him right down in there. That guy's going to try scaling the wall to get out and probably stumble a lot. They really hate those trees. Or I guess bushes. You can see how big the territory on the higher difficulty levels can get, or I guess it's not really a proper difficulty level, it's just when you buy up the extra space. I don't know if I'd want to stand in front of that gun while hitting it, but it seems to be working for them. Ah, somebody's finally reached the tree. From the looks of things, this fight's pretty much over. They're not doing very good at navigating my terrain to make any inroads over there. My guys, on the other hand, have pretty much cut their way in, smashed up their defenses. Ooh, he shoved him off. And in about a minute, my monster's going to be ready again. Quit shoving my guys off! There he is. Yeah, getting a monster that deep into your territory is bad news. They're going to have to concentrate on taking down my monster, which just leaves the tree wide open to my own troops. Nobody's bothering my tree. That guy's at the base of the hill, though. That's pretty close, and they're going to smash up the decoy machine. But I think that tree is going to go before I lose anything. Just shifting a little bit to defense so that I don't necessarily have to rebuild. And victory is mine. Alright, we're going to do one more battle. We're going to make it a short one, though. I'm through the tutorial level. Let's take a look at how you get upgrades, improve your land. You can see now I can get the Rook ranking. There's no one in the Pawn rank to fight me now that I've cleared the last guy. These are the different opponents I can choose from and how much money I'll get for beating each of them. Alright, here's the shop. All the different things that I can build. The windmill's going to give me more power for my machines, so I'm going to take that and try to increase my output. I'm also going to add some plants to add cover. Make my guys a little bit happier. Some plants are just barriers, other plants actually have effects, like throwing bombs. I'm just going to stick to the more barrier ones. Minigun seems about right. Need the windmill for the extra power. old-style Gatling gun. Okay. These are the things like the terrain changes. The cheap ones at the bottom change how my ground looks. Different giant monsters if I wanted to get another one. Maybe I should add one here. Show off somebody a little bit different. I think you can get a general idea of what they do just from the look of them. Add a fire-breathing dragon. Can't sell anything off. I can also upgrade equipment if I wanted to. But it takes special resources that you collect by winning. So I don't have any at the moment. Alright, let's pick out an opponent for this battle. I think I'm just going to pick the person who has the most money. Well, they don't have a good win rate, and they have a lot of money, so that makes them the perfect person to go after. You see they've got a river cutting through their land. Alright. I'm going to speed up a lot of the construction this time once I've got everything in place. First things first, we need that windmill. I can put it down here at the bottom of the hole, but it might be a little bit too vulnerable, with guys dropping down on top of it. I think instead I'm just going to put it at the back. And the flower beds I intended as a barrier, so I'm just dropping those into place. Alright, I need to rotate this one to face the correct way. There we go. Plenty of power for it. Alright, plant some trees to help finish off the barrier. Like right there, it will close off the hill. And putting one right there will help close off the pit. And putting one up front should help make the navigation a little bit harder. Alright. Only thing we have left is a little bit of moat water. Might as well use it. Now the moat won't connect up, unfortunately. Okay, we've got that filled in. And let's jump ahead here a bit. I've got my guys mixed up between the gardeners and the builders, so to minimize any problems. I'm trying to manually drop a few guys where I want them to go. The builders have to clear the land a little bit to make the plants and then the gardeners have to water them and do the tending. It takes a certain number of builders to construct each building, so I had to move 4 guys over there to get the construction of the Gatling gun going. Once that's done, there won't really be real construction left, so I'll be able to shift the focus a bit, drop the builders. Not all the trees are coming in the way I want them to. We've run out of time, so the battle begins. Now they have a second tree on their side. I actually have to destroy both the tree and the little stumpy one there to finish off the battle. They also have a whole bunch of traps we haven't seen before. Well, they're being pretty aggressive right off the bat. The water hazards are proving to be just as hazardous to me again. It looks like that Gatling gun isn't manned, which is part of my problem. The takeaway lesson from this battle is that complicated layouts can be easy to defend, but hard to attack from. This battle is not going well for me. If I had the space, I would try to summon my monster to use in defense here, but it's just not available to me. I'm completely overwhelmed here. Those guys aren't going to save me. I can drop them in the pit, but that's it. They reached my tree, and they have a lot of guys there. I was just completely overrun. But that's Thousand Land. Kind of a quirky game.